Good day, people, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for watching. So what have we got going on this week? We've had the Audi A5 that we did the full build on and the forged internals. That car is going today. So we've given the car a good clean up and it's outside ready to go. Customer's just on his way from London to pick the car up. Like I said before, we've had a full engine overhaul here with the forged internals, H-section rods, forged pistons, new uprated crank bearings, etc. It's got a hybrid turbo, standard injectors at the moment, so he can go and do his 500 to 1,000 miles running in, and then hopefully bring it back, change the oil and get it set up. It's got a usual bits like big intercooler, etc. So this one with the standard injectors should be running respectable sort of 360, 380 at a push, I think, horsepower. So yeah, he's just on his way to pick it up, and that's another one done. Also, as you can see in the background here on our two-poster ramp, nice little setup there from Carlos. Well done, Carlos, good thinking. I mean, this engine here weighs getting on a ton, so it's a little bit heavy for one of our engine stands, or one of the available engine stands. So we've set it up on here, a lot easier to work on. And as you can see, it's changed colour. So this is the original colour. That's the second engine there, which we are going to be doing in due course. But the customer wanted it a sort of light Massey Ferguson grey, something like that, a nice light colour. So obviously, because when it's down below deck, they're very hard to sort of see if there's any leaks or whatever, especially with a dark colour like that. So as you can see, we've stripped off the paint right the way back, took off most of the ancillaries and give it a good coat of this nice marine grade paint. The only thing we're going to do on this isn't a full build because it's only done 10,000 hours, like I said to you before. So we've just took off all the sort of bits and bobs on the outside. We've sent the injectors off to be serviced. The pump has been serviced recently, so that is all good. As is the starter motor. They're new because I think one of them had a bit of a bonfire going on at some point. So we've just took all these bits off, we've painted them all, we've took the sump off, and I did say to the customer, what we'll do is we'll have a look underneath. We took a couple of the big end caps off and a couple of the mains, and everything's absolutely fine. The bearings are like new. So as I say, this thing can go on 3-4 times the amount of hours it's done already, and it'd be absolutely fine. So we've ordered the 2 full gasket sets, minus the head gaskets, obviously, because this thing was giving no gasket trouble whatsoever. So once they arrive, we're going to put the sump back on. We're going to put all the ancillaries back on it. We're going to take the rocker cover off and check all the clearances, make sure everything's fine underneath there. And then that's going to be good to go. And then we shall start the second engine. Right. Update on the 2.5 Mazda engine. I'm sure you've all been dying to know how my conversation went with the customer in regards to this being the same engine as we had originally. Now, I've had tons of comments on from the last video from you guys, which obviously I always appreciate, and I sort of expected them all coming, and most of them really are saying, my God, why have you not marked an engine that you've done? To be honest with you, this engine really sort of was going on dribs and drabs, and it was one of those engines, it wasn't really meant to be a full overhaul. It came in here to have an engineer's report by ourselves and an independent engineer. Which happened, and then he wanted us to go through the head because he was going to use that on another block, etc. But then we sort of just ended up going through it. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, we normally do stamp our blocks, but obviously when you're up to your eyeballs, at the time we had so much going on, it slipped our mind, we forgot to mark it up. I mean, the guy seemed a really nice, genuine guy, and we just, as I say, complete schoolboy error on our behalf. We normally do mark the engines, but this one we've just forgot, and it's, you know, obviously it could have bit us in the ass, this one, but anyway, I've rang the customer up and I've told him what I've found with the cylinder head off, etc., and the bores, and also said to him about the block face being looking a bit suspect, and lo and behold, the phone went dead. So tried calling back, can't get hold of him. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but I don't know whether he didn't have an answer or the phone just genuinely sort of went dead. I don't quite know what to make of that. So at the minute, we're sort of on hold with this. I'm going to wait and see if we can get hold of him on that. It's a bit of a strange one, guys. But yeah, as I say, thanks very much for all your comments. Genuinely, it was a mistake on our behalf. If we'd have marked this thing, we would have been able to tell. But the point it's at the moment, like most of you said, those bores, and they said this is definitely another block. You know, the bores look way too rusty to be sitting there for that short amount of time, and but I don't know, until I can get hold of the customer again, I really don't know what's going on there. So we're just going to hold fire on that one. I've got someone else to show you here. 2005 Honda Fireblade 1000 RR. Now this bike in my eyes is one of the best shapes. I absolutely love this bike. Then I think it changed in sort of 06, 07 to a slightly sort of slimmer, a bit the same as this, but I just love the back, and the front looks absolutely fantastic. Now the reason we bought this bike was for a bit of an investment really for the company. We're going to probably put it up, sell it for a bit more, and we managed to get it pretty cheap off Pete from Chops Garage. You probably know James there that's mentioned Pete before. Pete worked for James. So this was Pete's old bike. He's gone off and bought a new bike, and we've managed to get this bike at a bit of a steal. So as I say, we shall put this in the corner and hopefully near the summer probably make a few quid on it. Or are we going to donate the engine from this bike and make the Kitcar that will be back with us sometime at the beginning of next week with all the wiring done? Are we going to donate the engine to that Kitcar and maybe add another 50-60 horsepower to the car? It's food for thought, guys, but I am going to leave that decision to you lot to put underneath in the comments on what you think we should do with this. Should we keep this iconic blade as it is? I mean, it's a very nice example, done about 28,000 miles, but it's been fully serviced, you know, absolutely fantastic condition, and probably one of the best colour schemes in my eyes. I really like these bikes. I absolutely, you know, this one's been fettled as well. It's got the Yoshimiru silencer there. It's had a few bits done. It's apparently running about 180 horsepower, which is more than enough. I've actually never owned a Honda before. I only have had Suzukis and Kawasaki's, but this thing just purrs along. I mean, around the town, it's like riding a scooter around, but you pull that throttle back, and I'll tell you something now, it goes like stink. But yeah, I don't know. I would say we sort of invested in this bike a couple of weeks ago, and I've just started thinking, as the Kitcar's got a blade in it already, albeit a carburetted blade, this thing being fuel injected and obviously with way more horsepower would go in an absolute treat. We've got the loom, we've got everything you need here. So yeah, I'm actually going to leave the decision up to you guys, and let me know what you think. Should we keep this iconic beast as it is, or should we strip it out, break it up, and donate the motor to the Kitcar? I think before you make any rash decisions, we should get the Kitcar in maybe Monday, do a video on that and let me show you the progress of the Kitcar and how trick it is now with all the new loom and the new colour scheme and the dash, etc. And see what you think. See whether this motor would suit it, or, you know, do we keep the old carburetted blade motor? The carb motor does sound good. The last track day we went to, we had 2 or 3 bike engine cars there, and they were all fuel injected, but they just didn't sound the same as ours. Ours absolutely barked. But you can always have more power, right? So yeah, let me know what you think under the in the comments below, guys. And yeah, don't know, scratching my head over this one. So let's just do a little start up of the blade. See what you think. Sounds absolutely fantastic with that Yoshimiru slip-on. I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? I don't know whether we could strip this. It's bloody lovely, but that would sound good in the old Kitcar. Right, quick update on the Cosworth that we are building from scratch. Managed to crack on with this, or Carlos has, through the week. We've got the pulleys on there. You see all the inlet manifold has been stripped out and cleaned, blasted, painted, as is the throttle body here. That's all nice. See all the little bits there have been plated. So what are we waiting for? We're still waiting for this front seal cover down here. Until we get that, we can't get all the rest of the bits on and get it timed up with the belt kit. So we're just waiting on that. And obviously that we need that to put the sump on. So as soon as we get that, this thing can be, we'll hopefully get this out for the customer before Christmas. We've got the gearbox down here, which I showed you in the last video. So that is the gearbox with the new bell housing on there. That bell housing has been blasted and painted black, and that is all ready to go on the engine. So yeah, it's going to be a hell of a bit of kit with that. Well, thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Again, as I say, put down in the comments what you think we should do with this motorcycle here. Be really interested to see what you reckon we should do with that. Thanks a lot for watching, and until the next time, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.